You upgrade to Table Talk.
I lied.
I lied.
Table Talk Natural 20. Table Talk Natural 20. Okay.
This is the big best voice warm up for this podcast.
Big
Leaving
boots,
it in.
fat toots.
All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Table Talk podcast, where three nerdy casuals get together and talk about some of the coolest nerdy things that we know about and we think you should probably know about too. I am just one of your hosts, and I have to start with a simple apology because guess what? It is August and summer is almost over, and we were like, let's start a podcast. Let's record, like, we could probably do once a week, but let's start slow with once a month. And I have failed as the organizer to get these two fine gentlemen all on the same time schedule to do one of these. So that's on me. That's my bad. I take full
in your defense,
responsibility.
you're planning a wedding.
Planning a wedding.
planning a
You've
wedding.
been busy.
Yeah.
We've all been busy.
Yeah.
I'm planning a wedding, trying to buy a house,
Yeah.
new job. Who dis is a bit crazy. Is a bit
It's a
crazy
bit.
with this.
You're doing a lot of stuff
It's a
with
bit.
I am doing,
It's a
but
bit.
I am just one man of the three-headed hydra that is the Table Talk podcast. I am joined by the streamer extraordinaire,
Amen.
Mason, Hidden Snowball Sayer. Mason, say hello.
Hi. Hello.
Now say something else too, because
He
What's up,
said
everyone?
Hello, Mason.
I'm so happy to be here once again. I have delved deeper into my nerdiness over the last few months, and I'm so excited to explore it all with you, all of you. I also am joined today by two guys, both who haven't really introduced themselves or said their names yet. We'll send it over.
This is the best intro we've done yet.
send it back to me.
We'll send it back to Porter.
Right, so my name is Nate, Nate Porty, Natey Porty on the gram. I think it's Hoodie Porty on TikTok if you care. But that was a phase in my life. It was a play on Hoodie Mellow, but that
I like
time is
it.
gone.
I like that.
Thanks. So yeah, that's my name. Nate is fine. I am joined also by not only the Hidden Snowball, but Jerad the Daddy Clark as well.
It's your boy Jared. I am a dad. I don't know. That's kind of been my identity on this podcast is that I'm a dad.
I've also made that happen. I spoke that into existence, and not in like the manifest
You
way,
made
in
Jared
the
a
literal
dad.
way where I said it.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like he manifested my kid into existence. It just
No, the nickname.
yeah.
Teddy is
And
born.
Cut it. Hey, I am excited. I got a whole bunch of nerdiness. I've been full bore bitten by the commander bug as of recently. I've been a hardcore modern only player. But,
So many colors, so many options.
So many options. On top of, I finally nailed down what I think my son's class is, or D&D class is, as of
good.
right now.
Yeah, what is it now? Because last we were potentially it was like barbarian, maybe, right?
Yeah,
Or
I think we're barbarian. We're still trying to figure the subclass out. We just had COVID, and this is why I say he's a barbarian. We just had COVID, and I've watched this kid with a fever of 103, almost 104, sounding like he smokes 8 packs a day. He's a year and a half, by the way. Full on sprinting through my living room, screaming at the top of his lungs. Not mad, just jacked out of his mind, out of nowhere.
you literally
Exactly.
went into a
It was
rage.
like, and they just ran. And like,
That's amazing.
bonus action rage.
Yep.
yeah,
all
and
the
then
damage was halved, and he made it through COVID.
Ran into
I
a wall.
knew he was a warlock, or not a warlock, but a barbarian when I fell asleep on the floor playing with him. It was throes of COVID. Couldn't stay awake. I fell asleep, like laying on my back, and then all of a sudden I hear Amanda go, "Teddy, no!" And then I feel on the top of my forehead, like right in the center of my forehead, what can only be described as a little wooden hammer. Full bore slammed on my forehead like 3 times. So he used all 3 of his attacks and his bonus action
Amazing.
on my forehead. I've never been woken up by
He's
mini.
high
action
level.
surge too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He knocked me the heck out or awake. He knocked me awake. So My son's
Really, you were?
barbarian.
He probably just thought you were down with a death save. Making
Yeah.
a death
Yeah,
save.
he's
just
just
wanted
like,
to
I gotta
finish
finish
it
the job.
Porter, what have you been doing nerdy recently?
Yeah, dude.
Nerdy. I've been playing a lot of Magic. Same old, same old.
Nice.
Show him what you did, bro. Show him what you did one time.
I did.
Show him
So
what you did one time.
here's this isn't like nerdy, but I play a little bit of rock and roll on the weekends these days. My friend Dave, his dad is in like a classic rock cover band. They needed a drummer. I do that, so I filled in for the summer. So I made a little extra on the side. Took that little extra on the side and said, "I'll turn this, cash. What is that? It's not going to hold value, right? And if I put it in my bank, it's just going to like
Put that into the
inflation. So I
blockchain.
might as well put it into shiny cardboard." So I went and I bought a collector's pack, and I was not disappointed.
Wow.
I bought a single collector's pack from Double Masters, and I got myself a gilded foil Dockside Extortionist, which is probably going to pay for a fourth of my suit for the wedding. It is listed on TCG Player currently. If anyone wants to go buy it from me, Journeyman Studios is the account.
Wow.
It's any Commander player's wet dream. Is that card?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's good because of what it does, and this is just a shiny version of it. So I think it's up there for like the last complete listing, so like $168. So please go buy it. Thank you.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Deal.
It is exciting.
I played some one-on-one Magic with our friend Ben this last week, and we played a bunch of games. I didn't win any of them, but I used my entirely proxied set of sliver cards and just destroyed his best deck, and it was disgusting. But he won overall.
I hate slivers.
Good. Everyone should. It's bad.
Yep.
Don't use them.
But I love it. Here's the thing. You got to have a rule zero conversation. If your table's good with slivers, then fine. If they're not, don't use slivers.
If you're good with proxies, you're good with slivers. Jared, what's
If you're
something?
good with slivers, you're good with land destruction.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you either like your playgroup either likes slivers, counter spells, or land destruction.
Jared, what's something nerdy you did recently?
Nerdy thing that I did recently was I built 8 commander decks while on COVID. I organized all of my Magic cards by color.
That's hundreds of cards.
There's hundreds of cards all managed by color. I even did my multicolored cards by CMC. So
Wow.
that was kind of the nerdy thing I've done.
That's fantastic.
I will say we get into a sneaky little habit of insider talk. That's on us. Commander, the Commander bug. Commander is a style of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Lots of different styles to play. Commander is a style where one specific card, one legendary creature is your commander, and you build your deck around that one card. You almost always have access to that card. Yep, and it's a 100-card deck, including your commander. So
yes.
That's
true.
on us. We're getting better.
I'm
but
hoping
that's just
that
one of the things.
people listen to the previous episodes where we explained it before, but it's not okay to assume. We're right. Someone might jump into this episode. All right, so I asked you guys what nerdy thing you did because I really wanted to talk about my nerdy thing.
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah. So this is my nerdy thing podcast. Hello, if you're listening, you can't see this, so I'm gonna describe it to you. It's my new gaming computer. And I'm in the process of currently building it, and it's hype. And this is my graphics card. Got the cooling, got the motherboard, got this beautiful Corsair case. I got a 3080 in here, which I was told is really hard to come by, and I don't know how I randomly got it. I also got a really nice cooling system. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM, which is ridiculous. Currently I have this, which is broken, which is the reason it's not fully put together and we're not recording with it. This is the power supply unit, which gives power to the whole computer. But
did you do like the Christy Wake Up TikTok with that?
You should have.
Wake Up. I don't like this.
Christy, wake up. That'd be funny, actually. I should do that. Follow me on Hidden Snowball on TikTok. But yeah,
I respect that.
that's the nerdy thing I've been doing. So I'm gonna get this replaced. Corsera's been really nice, and they're just like, yeah, give us the info, and we'll get you a new one. And so new one's coming soon, and we're gonna have even higher quality episodes for you guys to watch because of this new computer coming in. So that's what I'm excited about. Besides that, half off on minis at the TC War Room. So I got a bunch of
they are.
D&D minis and stuff. And so I've just been
there.
going hard on nerd stuff. This is a giant mini. But yeah, so
I'm terrified of that,
that is.
I feel like we're going to face that in our Sirens campaign, and I'm terrified of it.
Who knows? Ben might.
Terrified of it.
Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah, so those are the nerdy things we've done this week. Let us know
Good stuff.
in the YouTube comments what kind of nerdy stuff are you into? What do you like to talk about? And we'd probably love to talk about it with you also. Because things like Porter was talking about that, like his playing in the band wasn't really a nerdy thing. You can nerd out about anything. You can nerd about playing sports. And so whatever you're excited about, let us know, because we love when people get excited about stuff they love, and we call it nerding. Thus, the Tabletalk podcast, and I'm going to throw it to Porter to keep it going. Porter?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about because we basically missed like 2 months of like a lot of stuff, big stuff. So here's basically a quick rundown. Quick. We're going to talk for like a couple hours. We already know that. It's just the stuff that we thought was cool, and a lot of it is super fun. A lot of magic in D&D. Wizards has our attention over the past couple months. And let's start with a little bit of announcement. Trying to think of a really clever segue here, and I just can't.
You got this.
Just can't get it. But let me set the hook and cast a line out to you guys, because the cast for the Dungeons and Dragons movie was announced not too long ago. And the first trailer looks great. It looks
so
fun,
good.
which is what D&D is.
Yeah.
Dude, Chris Pine as a bard was just God came down and just touched that script, just that one spot.
Yeah. It's a great cast.
Yeah.
And it looks fun. There's some people upset, as nerds will always do. They get a little upset.
They actually.
They actually, because in the trailer, what seems to be the party druid wild shapes into an owl bear, which technically, actually, they don't have access to that particular creature. However,
technically,
if anyone has ever homebrewed any rule in their campaign, then we all just need to hush.
So basically what they just did with that is canonicalized that it was a homebrew campaign. Is what happened there. But yeah, it was super cool. A bunch of my friends and I, we sat down and watched it together, and we clicked through each scene, and we basically analyzed, like, okay, who is this villain? What is this creature? And basically, like, it was so well shot and like written and like animated and like cast that we could actually tell that, like, oh, this is this spell, or like this is the slow spell.
Yeah.
This is flaming hands. This is like this is
They did a go on.
the black
I
dragon.
got really excited.
The
That was
black
me. That was
dragon
me. I got really
actually
excited.
spit acid rather than fire, and then the red dragon actually spit fire rather than something else. And so it was just like really cool because they had like all these like very intricate details, and you can tell they actually care. I was very worried initially. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be cringy, but no, it's really cool. Few things
they
people
had
are
a
confused
beautiful
about.
vision of a beautiful smite. You could see the paladin's sword with the glowing runes run down it. I, as a paladin main, got goosebumps from that. So
yeah,
I love it.
It looks awesome though.
Yeah, and like we said, the cast looks super fun. It's like, it just, to me, they look like a bunch of people also playing D&D.
Yeah,
that were kind of made into. No one looks like overly, like, they didn't get The Rock right to play the barbarian, right? You know, they didn't get like those people. They just like God, I mean, I am sorry if you ever listen to this, but I know you because you're in Detective Pikachu. But that guy's in it, right? Like,
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds?
he's a totally normal-looking guy.
No,
Oh.
isn't he play the wizard or whatever?
Yeah.
I think so. The sorcerer, Justice Smith, is that his name? Is that correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But he's like a normal dude, and I'm just so glad that he's in this. I'm so glad that the cast is the way it is. It looks fun to watch. It looks like it was fun to like shoot.
Film, yeah. One of the
And it's
one of the cool things that I saw was at the Comic-Con, they actually talked about it a little bit, and each of them have played Dungeons and Dragons. And in fact, the Paladin is actually a DM for his friend group, and he's been doing it for multiple years. And so all of them like have knowledge of like what it should be and like how they should act and how it would be like super fun. So like that's what I'm super excited about. It is going to be super awesome, and I think it'll be super fun. Porter, if I'm correct, there's another cast list that we might be checking out here soon.
and this one is this one's great too. There's a lot of great movies coming out. It's going to be a great movies. There's nothing better to like spend your money on than like going to and experience the magic of cinema in person. Speaking of spending money, we have a Patreon account, and we would love it if you were to take a look and maybe sprinkle a few dollars our way, not because we're trying to make money, but because we're trying to justify this to our significant others, that someday it will be a form of passive income, and that's why we say, no, babe, can't do date night tonight, recording a potty with the boys. I'm on the potty with the boys, you know what I'm saying? So
I actually had a legitimate conversation with my wife tonight where she was like, hey, you want to fold laundry with me this morning? And like, this morning she was like, hey, can we fold laundry tonight and watch one of our shows? And I was like, oh my God, that'd be awesome. And then Porter messaged me and goes, hey, or messages the Discord group chat and goes, hey, we're trying to film tonight or tomorrow. What works for you guys? And I was like, Amanda, now remember what we talked about. Someday this is going to be worth it. I just need you to put off the date night one more night. So shout out to my wife for being one of the coolest people I know. So
yeah, she RSVP'd to my wedding before we had actually sent out the invites. So
it's so true.
That's awesome.
I know. The best part about that is she went full like inquisitive rogue to figure out how to RSVP. Like
yeah, because it was like a website that exists, but there's no link to it. You would have to like go
manually puts in like the 30 character URL to just like get to the specific spot.
Like it was a full on like she like the whole camera spun around the computer as like green like ones and zeros went down and she's just slamming her keyboard.
She went full Wade from Kim Possible.
Yeah.
There's a throwback.
So follow our Patreon.
Follow our Patreon. You can hop in for $2 a month as the noob. Right now, there's not a lot going on there, but we're like, hey, who are we to withhold things from people on status of money?
Patreon, if you like this, join the Patreon because even just one person is going to motivate us so much to just keep posting content.
It's $2. So we're not begging. It's $2 a month.
We sound like that one chick who was if you have time to watch me,
you have $10 a month.
Funny. If you do have $10 a month, that's the next tier. $25 a month will give you a sweaty tryhard, which is basically everything. And then we do have a tier called the Master of the Realm. Basically, that's a D&D shout out, but it means like, holy crap. You have money, you sit on money, you don't know what to do with your money. All your kids are moved out because this podcast is for everyone, and you just want to like throw it at something you like. There's a tier for you right there. But if not, we just honestly, for as much as crap we're talking, we're just glad you're listening at all and enjoying being a nerd and talking about nerdy things.
And each of those things will come with their own special rewards, things like joining us on our Discord, up to joining us for like one-shots that Jerad might be running.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Maybe. We do have some rewards set in play for
so I don't
the day that we hit them. So hit those
Yeah.
goals.
You hit those
Let's
goals,
go.
we'll do
Help
it.
us out. Help us
And,
out. Help you. It's a reward. Reward. We'll reward you if you reward us. Type of relationship. It's pretty
Yes.
toxic, but like I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
We're
And we
like
need
kind of
you.
gaslighting you into doing this. So, so whether you are a lifetime long fan or a 12-year-old boy stuck in the ice who wants to subscribe, we have tiers for you. Speaking of 12-year-old boys stuck in the ice, cast for the Avatar. Last
Let's
Airbender.
go. You nailed that.
He's 12, right? Was he 12 or is he 11?
I think he's 12. Yeah,
Okay.
he's 12. He's
Okay,
112.
We're gonna have a whole bunch of people like the comments be like, he's actually 13 and a half.
Yeah,
He's 112.
actually, that's what's funny about great look up to the entire organization that is kind of funny. They often have a "you're wrong" section where people can drop in and tell them where they're wrong.
I love that.
On their live, which is very, very humbling. And if we were to ever
Yeah, hit us up.
even meet anyone from there, I would poop myself.
Yeah.
But the cast looks fantastic. Needless to say, Daniel Day Kim as Firelord Ozai. So that's
good.
so fun. The main characters look pretty cool. Not a ton of like seasoned actors or actresses, but that's why we love
Yep.
this kind of stuff. Like before 11 was 11, she was, no offense, but she was nobody. Let's just be honest. Nobody knew who
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown was. But the cast looks great. That's a fan fave. Ken, and I'm gonna get this one wrong. Wang as Commander Zhao.
Yep, that's a good one too.
Super awesome. He was in Lost for my Lost fans. The people playing Suki look great. Some fantastic casting even for Gran. Just like looking through photos and like looking for things that are fantastic. One of my favorite casts.
Oh.
My heart soared on the wings of
Like Eagles.
OKCU Eagles because Paul Sun Young Lee as Uncle Iroh. And
He's
again,
so
if I
good.
butchered that, I'm sorry. That's just how I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But Kim's Convenience, a little secret show on Netflix. Fantastic little show, hilarious show. He runs a convenience store. That's when I fell in love with him. He's
Ooh, I
snuck
gotta
into
watch
some
that.
other super
Oh,
fun
yeah.
stuff.
I just looked at
but
a picture of him. Yeah, dude. Holy cow.
Yep, he's fantastic. I think he's gonna nail this.
Oh,
I
for
do.
sure.
I think he's gonna nail this.
So good.
And I'm excited. I'm excited to see the favorite, probably the most Easter eggy thing anyone has ever done. The Cabbage Merchant has been cast.
Yeah.
James Sy, who voices the Cabinet Merchant in the Avatar: The Last Bender
really?
series.
That's crazy.
That's
Cast him as the Cabbage-
awesome.
He's also in a ton of
What?
stuff. Like his IMBD, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's in the Kung Fu Panda movies. He is
Yeah.
in old episodes of Jackie Chan Adventures. He's all over.
That's
his IMBD
so
is
cool.
stacked. But he's, I guess, playing himself. Then I don't really
I
know.
guess so.
He
He
is
plays
the
himself
Cabinet
as
Merchant.
every single one of his characters.
That's
so
fantastic. One of the cool
I
things
love
I'm
it.
excited about here is Azula casting.
yeah.
Elizabeth Yu. They have this website that we're all looking at. They have a little thing here at the end that says Elizabeth Yu is the girlfriend of actor Gaten Matarazzo, is the guy who plays Dustin from Stranger Things. That's his girlfriend. Just a little fun fact.
It's
I'm
a
like, oh,
powerhouse couple.
yeah.
Which, if you're looking at it, is like there's a couple angles for this, right? Number one, Dustin.
Good
Cool.
work.
Nice.
He's
Nice.
and you know she's cool because Dustin's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dustin's hilarious. Dustin's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of cool characters here, a lot of really good casting. Now we're just waiting on writing, I think, honestly, is going to be the most important thing here. because they've got good characters. Ian Osley as Sokka looks really good, looks really accurate. He played Robbie Corman on 13 Reasons Why, it looks like. And just so many good actors that look so accurate and super exciting.
And I think that another important thing is some of the actors that are cast as the characters. The fact that we're getting Avatar Roku and Avatar Kyoshi needing to be cast, I think that's important. I think that
it seems like we're gonna do the whole show.
Yeah, I mean, in like an hour and a half or whatever this thing, how long this takes. But I think you're totally right. I think like those are two key character elements to this.
Well, isn't it a TV show? Aren't they doing
episodic?
episodic?
Is it a TV show? It's a project. I don't know how long it is.
Right.
Hey, comments, chat.
This is live action
hit us
series.
Up because
live action show. Yeah. It's a TV
show.
show.
I thought it was a movie.
No, there's also a movie.
There's also a movie and a show
about the adult.
3 seasons in a show.
There is.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Yeah, funny. The
He's
other thing.
casting this.
Yeah, he is casting it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He's cast. One article I saw that had a huge list. He is some kind of mechanic or something mechanic, but he's in there.
Another cool thing that Team Avatar released recently is that they're doing a project on the adult Team Avatar, kind of further past their like Aang point, but like not yet Korra, and so somewhere in there, like probably maybe even before what's the Korra city called, like National City or something?
New Capenna.
That's
a joke.
It's Ravnica.
It's a joke.
It's Ravnica.
It's Coruscant.
Yeah, but between there, and I think that's an animated series, fully with all the voice actors of the original ones, and so that's super exciting. That is what I'm most excited about. This TV show is going to be hype, though. Yeah,
I would agree. I would agree
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, so casting looks awesome. Is there any other TV shows or things you want to talk about, Porter? I think you had a few.
I wouldn't say no, but like one thing I do enjoy about movies is I just get to sit down and relax and enjoy them. Some of the best stories have been told via cinematic film, but also some fantastic stories have been told on the sticks, on the video game controllers. Mason has a few really important notes. Listen, if you're a gamer, stick around for this section because there's some big heavy hitters coming out.
It's time
very soon.
Hey, video game fans, welcome to
Hey gamers.
Hey gamers. Welcome to the portion you're here for. I have quite a few things. It's been a few months since we recorded. A month and a bit. And there's been a lot of cool games released recently. The Portals collection has come out to the Switch, which is super cool. So both Portal 1 and 2 are on the Nintendo Switch now. Cuphead's new DLC is out. And by DLC, I mean, of course, Delicious Last Course, which is their newest DLC.
I love that.
Which adds a new character.
Are you serious? Is that really what it's called?
Yeah.
Those
Cuphead,
guys are geniuses.
Delicious Last Course. New character is out with new abilities and a bunch of new bosses. And then
It's really the Soulsborne version of a shooter.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. A bunch of other cool games that are coming out or have come out. But one that I am super excited about that actually one of our other cast members have way more information about is Stray. And I haven't gotten a chance yet because I want to play it on that thing, on that box that I'm building. But Jerad has been playing a little bit of Stray. Jerad, can you tell us about Stray? That is seeming to be like it might be becoming game of the year, like quickly, steadily. Yeah, hit us up with that.
It really should be. I think the concept is a really cool concept. If you ever play, by the way, this is just a quick tip. If you are a Sony player, PlayStation player, it is free as long as you have a subscription to their new subscription plan. It is free. So go
Which,
play it.
side note, Sony's starting to figure out how
Yeah.
to be Xbox Live without being Xbox Live.
Yeah.
They did I'll sort of side note off that side note. They did a really, really good job of this subscription plan. There's different tiers and there is access to free games for those tiers. I pay for the highest tier because I am a Sony nut. But basically, you get access to a lot of brand new games that came out, like Stray kind of a thing. You get to try demos for games that just came out, like AAA games, ahead of anybody else. There's the game catalog of any game that came out for the PS4. The majority of those games that were higher rated games. And then there's retro games, everything from the entire Ratchet Clank series, Jack and Dexter. They went back down to Star Wars Jedi Academy, Knights of the Old Republic, like all free, and you could stream them as well. So worth it. But Stray, let me just hit Stray really quick. Honestly, is one of the most beautiful games I've played in a long time. Visually wise, sound design wise. Let's put aside the fact that you get to play a cat. Okay, we all know that that's been hyped beyond belief. You get to play a cat. There's a designated button for you to meow with.
Amazing.
It is binded to your controller. And you press circle, and your character meows, or the cat meows. It's awesome. It is such a beautiful experience. It's very fluid. I think a lot of games nowadays struggle with fluidity. Sometimes they feel choppy. This game is designed around being such a flow of sound design and gameplay. It is challenging yet relaxing, which is such a hard niche.
Which is the opposite of Elden Ring, which is challenging and makes me want to throw my controller through the wall.
100%. 100%. But it's good for you. It's good to get the heart rate up, clean the carbs out of your heart,
Is that science? Is that backed
no,
by science?
It's gamer science. On the Nike app for your watch, there's a intense gameplay workout that you can set. I burned a lot of calories. I tried to play Elden Ring,
just
a lot of calories.
That's
so
awesome.
That's a thing. But Stray, I think it definitely deserves Game of the Year. The story is beautiful. The game doesn't hold your hand, which is nice. It kind of gives you hints, but there's no like, hey, there's a way marker or a compass. It's like, go to this spot. And then you walk around and meow at people, and they end up talking to you. And through their conversation with them, you can decipher. They're down this road, or I got to get to there. And it is such a cool concept. It's a ton of fun. It's worth it. It definitely deserves to be Game of the Year. It's just, unless some of these new games that come out blow my mind, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
You say that though, but like I will remind you that it opened the door and snuck in out of nowhere. But Elden Ring did come out February of 2022. So how do you think? I mean, they're two very different styles.
Yes,
people are in debate of which one is going to be
Game of the Year. Dude, it is. That's a tough debate because I feel like I literally did this past week. I played Elden Ring, got my heart rate up past 11, and was like, I need to calm down. And I turned off Elden Ring and went and played Stray to calm down. Like. Yeah. They are apples to oranges to each other. Man, I don't know. I think Elden Ring will probably win out because it's more popular.
I will also say Stray has, as of a few days ago, recently picked up a heavy modding community on PC. So you can customize your cat. You can add glasses to it. You can just make your eyes glow a little bit more. You can become a dog. You can do it all in first person, which I think would be super cool. There's a realistic cat. Like everything has like way more realism. And then also the funniest one is that you can just become Garfield.
That's
The guy who
awesome.
hates Mondays.
LOL, I hate Mondays. Am I right, boys?
One thing I will say, and it's one of my favorite designs in this game, I can tell they actually like when you're trotting down just a desecrated road in the middle of a steampunk city, in like it's crazy, right? They put so much in detail into the game that when you walk and you hit trash, like you'll step on paper and the paw will sound like paw on paper, and then it'll go to concrete and then wood, and then if you knock over
Sound
a can,
design is
the can will
crazy.
bounce and it'll like it makes the can sound. There is random paper bags around and you can interact with them, and the cat puts his head in the bag, and all of a sudden you walk around, but your controls are all weird. Like it messes with your controls, so
No,
like go
that makes
forward and your
sense.
character goes left.
Mhm.
Like it's so good.
It's
It is
so
so
good.
good.
Is your alt like you just push things off counters? Is it?
Seriously,
There's a button.
seriously, you can get up onto a ledge, and there's like paint cans and buckets, and your cat will be like do the whole like cat shuffle it off the edge, and you keep walking, and it'll shuffle it off the edge.
One of
It's
my
like-
favorite scenes that I've seen so far is the cat jumps up onto a table of two robots playing like a board game or something, and all the pieces get knocked off, and both of them like grab their hands and like put their heads down, and like one of them just like crying backwards. And you jump
Yeah.
off the table, and they physically start recollecting the pieces to put it back on the table, and you can just like knock it off again. It looks awesome.
The way they
Sounds-
also 3D captured for the cat, they used the hairless cat. So to get the little white
Interesting.
things to stick to the cat, they used a
No,
hairless
that makes,
cat.
that makes a lot of sense, actually.
By the way, no cats were harmed in that, but it's worth a
it's
buy. It's
crazy.
worth a download. It's a phenomenal game. The attention to detail is beyond what I've seen in years in gaming. So yeah, but speaking of gaming, it sounds like there's a release date for something.
I was just gonna say, do you know that they used to worship cats as gods, right? Like, that's crazy. Anyway, Mason,
Whoa,
what were you gonna
crazy!
say?
As gods, well, that makes me think of
Wow,
the
that was a phenomenal.
As of 2 days ago, they announced the release date for the new God of War game, God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, snap!
God of War Ragnarok will be coming out this November 9th.
Oh my god!
So really soon. We are getting it this year. November 9th, God of War Ragnarok will be out. Direct continuation from the last God of War, which was, if you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. It
Read
was
it, boy.
It was so good. The story, I cried.
Such a
It
good story.
It was amazing. So fun. The
Dude,
mechanics and everything.
I played it a month after Teddy was born, and I've never cried as hard as I did. Besides The Last of Us, playing this game, just as a father, like,
Yeah,
it's so good.
crazy.
Yeah.
So God of War is coming out. Super exciting. Sony is doing really good with their games. Speaking of which, just a small thing is that the Spider-Man game's coming out to PC here on August 12th. So be hyped for that. If you're a PC
No, that's
player.
actually a huge deal because like that moves from being like a PlayStation exclusive
Yeah.
to like a big everyone has a chance to touch it, and
Yeah.
that game
Yeah.
was and is amazing.
Yep.
when it
Sony
came
Studios is absolutely killing it. They actually previously released God of War to PC also. It seems like
Yeah.
they're being more friendly with Steam and stuff. And so that one's also coming up.
Which they should be. They really should be. Stop gatekeeping games. Let
Yeah.
everybody play them.
For sure.
In my opinion.
Here's the thing. Microsoft and Xbox broke the rules of capitalism. This
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
like let's get along with everyone. I want everyone to be playing video games all the time. And Sony's like, "What? No.
No, don't do that.
What no,
Yeah.
no. Like we have games and there are games. And you have games and you're your games, and we try to make games better than you. You try to make
Yes.
games better. This is how the world works. And
Right.
Xbox was like,
No, let's all get along.
but what if we had Master Chief and Super Smash something? Wouldn't that
Yeah,
just
why
be
not?
nifty?
in frickin' Fortnite, because they do,
Yeah.
which is wild.
They do, yeah. No, I get mad at Sony for that so much. As a Sony guy, I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
Just play along and just build each other up, push each other to make better games in a positive way. Sorry.
I mean, the
speaking
consumer
of
wins, so.
speaking of like game companies going at it, Sega and Nintendo, it was a long time battle, but they got together. Sonic is in Smash Bros. And stuff. Speaking of Sonic, new Sonic game is announced.
Ooh.
Sonic Frontiers.
Oh.
Interesting.
Open world.
What?
Open world Sonic game coming out this holiday season.
Interesting.
What
so
the heck?
everyone's a little bit
You always
confused.
surprise me with your announcements.
Everyone's a little bit confused. Everyone's a little bit
Last time
excited.
you were like, I'm sorry, Shaggy versus Superman, and now you're telling me
Sonic's going open.
Sonic Frontiers?
So
the
we don't have barely any info on it. All that I know is that people are not super jazzed with all the stuff that's been released so far, but that's any Sonic game that's been released in the last
Sonic
20
community
years.
is like, how dare you get his for wrong?
So I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna go. The pictures look very beautiful.
Is it Unreal Engine? It looks Unreal.
It looks
is it
like
Unreal
Unreal Engine? I don't know though. We literally have almost no info on it. Another cool thing, Gotham Knights.
yeah.
October 25th is going to be released. We've been getting some awesome trailers on YouTube of the different knights. Next we'll have Red Hood, because now we have Batgirl, we have Nightwing, and we have Robin trailers, all their own personal trailers that show their weapons, their arsenal, and all their abilities, which is super cool. It's a direct continuation of the Gotham series, so Gotham, or Arkham series, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham, and so now it's Gotham Knights. Super excited for that. It looks very good. And the Knights got to take up the mantle of Batman after he met his untimely demise, and got to save the city. So that's in the first trailer. It's like the first second of the first trailer. So that's not spoiling anything.
We went from Sonic, like escape from the city. Batman save the city.
Batman save the city. We also have one big boy announcement, and that's Pokemon update.
Let's go.
Super exciting Pokemon update. They released a new trailer which showed off the names of all the different characters, showed a little bit of the story, what you're going to be doing. It's all open world. You can tackle the gyms in whatever order you want to. The levels are going to be set, and you can try to just slam your head into a brick wall as long as you want, trying to fight a level 50 gym leader with your level 2 Pokemon. But if you want, you can just go face the final 4 as soon as you beat all the gyms, and it's super exciting. You can also play multiplayer up to 4 players, which we covered previously, and so you can do I don't know exactly, but I'm assuming you can go into gyms together and beat those. But the cool thing is that the new ability of this game series has been shown, called I think it's called Terrasteel, Terrastol, something like that. The
Pterodactyl.
Maybe the pterodactyl. Terrastol phenomenon basically gives Pokemon's like this crystal look and gives them like this massive head piece of either like candle for like if you're a fire type, or like flowers if you're a grass type, and it basically enhances all of the moves of that type for your Pokemon. But special thing is that you can capture special shine and glimmer Pokemon that actually allow your Pokemon to change types when you go into Terrasteel. It's called terrestrializing. And so basically, like if you pre-order the game, you'll get a Pikachu, and that Pikachu can I don't know how to say it, Terrasteel into a flying type Pokemon. And so it gives him little balloons off the top of his head, and he's floating, and he has the move Fly.
Oh, like balloon Pikachu.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool.
And so, you get a Terra Orb to give it to Pokemon, and you can find them all across the world, and every time you give it to a Pokemon, you can then use it. And so, super duper interesting. I'm very excited for the new Pokemon game. And it looks like you get the legends pretty early, it seems like, because they're your main form of transport across this giant open world. One of them is a straight up. Both of them look like motorcycles. One of them actually uses wheels, and then one of them just like shoots out a wheel and then still runs. And then both of them can fly.
I think I saw a video of them where they're like moving, but their wheels aren't turning. They're like running.
Yep. The other one actually
turns.
So it's a little silly, but I like it a lot. So it looks good. Everyone's super excited about all the different Pokemon and their types, and it seems like Pokemon is just killing it right now. They also announced that they're going to be doing more tournaments. Like card game tournaments are held yearly, but they're also adding a few things to it. There's going to be a Pokemon Go tournament added to it. There's also going to be a Pokemon Unite, which is the other competitive Pokemon game, kind of like League of Legends added to that. And so there's going to be a bunch of new of those. But yeah, Pokemon's popping off right now, and it's super exciting.
Yeah, Pokemon just will not die because you can like brand anything. Like trading card game, put Pokemon on it. Clothes, put Pokemon on it.
Yep.
And they just come out with new Pokemon all the time, and they keep around. They're not just like absolutely shuffling old Pokemon, right? So Pikachu's always going to be an icon, and Pokemon is just like it's never going to die.
Yeah.
And there's going to be new cards, and there's going to be new games, and they have like the rhythms that they have is like it's not just like a completely new, because Pokemon video games are a challenge. Every time there's a new challenge, people are just going to go for it.
Yeah.
What I like about the Pokemon games is like, not to say that it has like a 2K vibe, like how like 2K sports games, those could just be updates. Don't sell me a new one. Just make me pay for DLC. Like that's a graphics update. That's really what they are. I mean, I'm not dissing if you like 2K. Like you like 2K, I play 2K. It's fun.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, as a player, this just could be an update. You know. But with Pokemon games, there's a lot of similarities, right? There's gyms, there's the final bosses and things like that.
Yeah.
Like they're very similar games, but there's enough in them to where it makes every game you play feel fresh and feel new. And that's what I like about it.
There's new content. There's hundreds of new Pokemons every time they release it. There's new gyms, there's like apparently like 4 main stories going on in this one. Yeah. I totally agree. It's super awesome.
It's also just new maps. I can tell you, as like when I was 10, being like, shoot, Mount Moon, which way do I go? You know what I mean? I played it a million times, but like got to the point where like you could go blue and red, you can go through the dark caves without knowing Flash just because you memorize how to do it so often.
Yeah.
And
That's so cool.
but like those are things that like those top-down maps, like you just got to memorize and remember and explore and figure out where things are. And those types of games, like they're not open world, they're exactly the opposite, but there's still like so much to like remember.
Yeah.
I
That's
like it.
So yeah, that is Pokemon. Super excited for that. And I'll finish up my video game section here with just a little indie recommendation. I talked about my indie recommendation last time was Shim, which is the frog jumping through shadows. Very funny, very interesting. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but just every single scene, I don't even know if it's released yet. But what is released is a game called Bear and Breakfast.
Ooh.
This is a new indie game where you are a bear and you run a bed and breakfast.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I can barely believe that.
Oh my gosh.
That was well crafted.
Man. So yeah, as a bear, you scare your clients off all the time, but you figure out to wear clothing, and they don't care at all because they just think you're human.
That's
so
amazing.
you can
Unbelievable.
Gosh dang it. But you can build up your bed and breakfast. It's pretty like in depth. You can build walls. You can like basically it's a lot like if you played Prison Simulator, where you have to like put a certain amount of like items into the room. Like you need a bed, you need a closet, you need a lamp, and once you've done that, that becomes a bedroom. Or like you need to put these certain items in, and that will become a kitchen.
So you're like it's like you're a bear playing Sims.
Yeah, basically. I haven't
I love
gotten a
that.
chance to play it yet. I'm gonna kick it up once I get this thing running. But I've heard there's a little bit of a horror aspect to it, and I don't know how
What?
because it just seems so cute.
What?
But yeah, so it looks very interesting, very funny, and I'm definitely going to take a look at it. But yeah, that is the super interesting video game things. We have a whole list of video games and their release dates that I won't get into, but yeah, so super fun, super
I
interesting.
also have a video game
Ooh.
recommendation of the indie variety. This game actually came out in 2021. It's an old one. It's called Castle on the Coast, and the only reason I'm shouting it out is because I recently found out that my friend Tyler is the voice of the car. And my friend
Okay.
sent it to me, and he's like, I was like, "What is this? This looks like the cheesiest game I've ever seen." And I don't know how he found this, but he said, "Listen to the car," and I listened, and then go back to the trailer, and I listened to the car, and I was like, "That does sound familiar." He's like, "It's Tyler," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you gotta be free!" And then I couldn't. Basically, you follow the magical adventures of a giraffe around
What
this
is this
world.
game?
It is actually the giraffe is the mascot for the Central Valley Children's Hospital, because giraffes are known to have the largest hearts, and that's how they care for kids with the largest hearts possible. So proceeds from that video game have gone and been going to the children's hospital. It just looks ridiculous. It doesn't look like a game you should stop and go
It
play.
looks
But
so silly.
my friend Tyler is the voice of the car, so shout
it.
out. There you go, Tyler.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Sub
The
to the
gameplay
Patreon now, Tyler.
doesn't
You're welcome.
look bad. Like
No,
it
looks like
the like animation and stuff looks like it was
What is
done
it
really
again?
quickly.
It is hand drawn.
Yeah, it says hand drawn.
Castle on the Coast is what it's called.
And but
Okay.
the gameplay looks like something you'd like see on like a GameCube game. Like that
Yeah,
looks.
it reminded me of like almost like a Spyro vibe, like a
Yeah.
PlayStation. Yeah,
That's
so
exactly.
that's my shout out. That's my shout
Wow,
out.
that's great.
I don't even know if I call it a recommendation. I'm just calling it a shout out.
Shout out. Go buy that game and donate to children's hospitals. We support children's
Yeah.
hospitals.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Jared, do you have
A lot of cool.
any game
ahead.
you want to shout out?
Any game that I want to shout out? Magic the Gathering. No, I'm kidding.
Anything you want to
That's
say
awesome.
to translate into whatever you want to talk about next?
Speaking of translating into what I want to talk about next, speaking of video games and translations into other languages, recently, Wizard of the Coast released their Journey Through the Citadel, or the Radiant
Nice.
Citadel, and it is honestly something that I'm super, super excited about. It's especially for new DMs or old DMs who are trying to spice up campaigns or trying to bring that fire back, or like, hey, you know what? It's been a long week. I don't have enough time to actually put time into and I don't have a ton of time this week, so I'm gonna copy one of these. What it is a source book. It's for players level 1 through 14, but that's just kind of like a guideline, right?
Like everyone, right?
Right, exactly. 13 standalone adventures. There's a world that is based through, and each of these adventures, there's 13 standalone ones, and they're written by different authors, and they have an emphasis on a different foreign culture. And I think this is something that's really, really cool. And something that you could slot into a campaign. It's designed to take a whimsical look at light and dark, and I think it's really beautiful. I think it's worth the purchase. I bought it, and I spent the $30 from D&D Beyond, and I've actually just enjoyed reading it. Like, it's been educational for me to read it as a white male, to like broaden my horizons and my beliefs and cultures. Like, I think it's really, really cool. I think they did a really, really good job. I mean, 13 standalone adventures. I mean, come on, just slot that into your campaign, and like, it's very Tales of the Yawning Portal-esque. One of my favorite source books, and one of the biggest influences on me as a DM. And speaking of me as a DM, I didn't tell the boys this, but I wanted to surprise you guys and the people who are on Patreon. I have been writing my one shots for the Patreon and for you guys.
Let's go.
And what we're doing is I found it was scrolling through Instagram one day, as one
does.
On the pooper?
as one does,
Yep.
and this ad came up for this Kickstarter, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'll check it out. You know, I like D&D Kickstarters, and it is, I'll just tell you the name, it is Steinhardt's Guide to the Eldritch Hunt. And it is D&D 5e, it's 350 pages of D&D 5e with they call it a grimoire, fusing Soulsborne and Lovecraftian inspiration. So it is 4 grimdark adventures with 12 twisted race options, 15 they said 15 new subclasses, 20 plus fully illustrated trick weapons like Soul from Bloodborne and things like that, where like the cleaver you can extend it and it becomes a glaive kind of a thing, or
That's cool.
Like that. Expanded firearms, which is really cool. 50 plus macabre fallen monsters, fallen comrades spawn, and that are spawn of the old ones. So it is going to be a fun, dark-ish adventure. So if you like Elden Ring, if you like Elden Ring, if you like Bloodborne, Souls games, you like Lovecraftian stuff, this is definitely for you.
Yeah. Especially if you love those kinds of games. D&D is just a door away.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, I like beating bosses. I like doing that. Like, think of it like where you're not actually limited by a controller. You have a set of rules and a set of moves.
Right.
But you can probably be as creative. You know, there's always you're fighting this thing and you can't climb on that rock and hit it in the head. In D&D, you can.
You definitely can.
You definitely can.
No, it's going to be,
awesome.
It's very much so theater of the mind. And I'm really excited about it. So seriously, there's 10 days left on this guy's Kickstarter. He's at 1.4 million. He was trying to get to 20,000.
Oh
He's
my
at
gosh.
1.4 million. They're like 1,000 subs away or supporters away from doing book 2, like as an alpha for book 2 already. Like if
That's so cool.
It's phenomenal. There's like, if you support high enough, they have a full-on package of maps, dice, book, like the full-on hardcover book, D&D, there's a DM screen, there is like everything, there's art.
Wow,
it's worth it. So
that's so cool.
Back it, and also back our Patreon, because you'll be joining us for one shots.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to do that. I got a couple characters that I've been thinking on that I would love to bust out.
I will send you guys some of the stuff so you can see it.
I will also say a Kickstarter that also just finished, which I sent to Jerad already, but it's the Adventurer's Guide to the Bible for 5th edition.
Yes.
I think I saw this.
Yes.
It looks awesome. They add new races, new classes, new abilities. It's like biblically stuff. It looks really cool. I hope it's not heresy, but I think it's actually genuine. People put care into making it to be an interesting Bible story stuff, and so it looks very cool, very funny, very awesome.
That's crazy. My mind goes to a time in my life. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know what it was copying, but there was a Bible magic card game.
Oh,
it was called Redemption, I believe.
That's good.
And I'm not looking up source materials. I'm literally just remembering delves of my mind. And now that I play Magic, those cards make so much sense. So I was maybe 9, 10. So I knew it. So you got Yu-Gi-Oh, and you've got your things are 800 and 200. Those are attack and defense or whatever. These were 2 and 6. And so without having any concept of Magic, I was I think this isn't this isn't good, right? This is a dumb game. I had no idea what it was. I just like trading card games, and I bought a few packs at a summer camp at a Christian bookstore booth, and that's as far as I got. But I'm pretty sure it existed.
What is it called?
I
Redemption.
think it was called Redemption.
It looks like it. It looks like it. Maybe have
Or is this
some more
just like
Patreon
fever
content.
dream I have.
Yes.
Boys.
You know what we should do,
No,
boys?
I'm good.
We should get. You can get it from a Christian bookstore.
Is
I
it
wonder if we
still
could
a
get singles.
thing?
And we should build decks and play against each other.
It's a
It's
thing.
content.
This is real. Wow.
That's awesome. It's highly
Wow.
recommended new
Remember the
players start
red.
with starter
Yes.
decks.
Add to cart.
Oh my god.
We're doing this live.
It's insane.
Amazing. Oh,
Is it young Teddy?
guest visit.
No, it's my wife.
My wife.
She's
Chilling.
on, but she doesn't get a cut of the Patreon
Yeah,
though.
no, she doesn't. No,
That's- Not fair to the viewers, I think.
there's a 4th edition starter deck. Oh, dude. There's the Redemption, the Early Church Booster Pack. There's Redemption, Cloud of Witnesses Booster
is
Pack.
it sorcery speed, instant speed, or you're like,
Hold up. This is my favorite. There's the Redemption, the Persecuted Church Booster Pack.
Wait, the disciples.
Oh my god.
There's the disciples booster pack.
I think I want her.
Disciples Booster Pack.
This is awesome.
I want you all. Okay, we should make a bet, and if you lose, you have to go to your local game store, straight face, and see if hey, you guys have redemption. Like,
This is the Redemption
you-
card.
Yeah, the Bible card game. Do you have redemption?
Bible card game.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
I think we have to do this. This is great.
Oh my gosh, you mean flesh and blood? I mean, kinda, but
Mm.
Yeah. No, think Flesh and Blood, but like on the cross.
yeah.
Have you taken communion? Have you taken communion before?
Your communion? It's
Can I
like
talk to you
flesh
about our
and
Lord
blood,
and
but
Savior?
communion.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Another Kickstarter that I think should be mentioned, and this is why these episodes are 2 hours long because we just
sit
keep
here and
going.
talk.
I just wow time.
The Woodworking Wizards of Wormwood.
Yes.
Their DM screen Kickstarter was a goal of 10 grand. They're currently sitting at 730 grand.
D&D Kickstarter is a cheat code.
It is a
It
cheat
is.
code.
It is. But this
It's like
thing,
yeah.
this thing is immaculate.
Yeah.
This is not your cousin who does wood burning and like puts 3 of these together and like made them. I mean, those are cool. Those are great. Those are sentimental and they have value and they are loved. These are master crafted works of art, unbelievably beautiful. They have so much like actually thought into it. Simple things, moving your DM screen into 2022 with like an iPad holder attachment, just like
the
Wild.
magnet rail on top with the metal rail for magnets.
oh my gosh,
like,
Dang.
yeah.
that's 7,185 backers. That's
This is
for a
wild.
Kickstarter. They're just beautiful. Look them up if you haven't seen them yet. You're never gonna get one in time for like current, like the angst, the like, I need that right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
You're
wait
not
for
gonna
it.
get it. You're gonna have to wait forever. But
yeah.
Wormwood, honestly, you can get the freaking dice tower attachment and stick a dice tower that faces you or faces the table
So good.
It's
and
so
just stick it right
good.
down the middle. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool.
The clear,
Megan-
the dry erase clear plaque that you can put something like a map behind it and then stick the plaque over it and it's dry erase like you could
Duh, you can put anything in there. You can put your like, status, like because we all forget the difference between like, wait, what's restrained and grappled? Like what what was it? You put all that stuff there. Megan, I know you're listening to this on 3/4 speed or probably 1.5 speed because you humor my antics, but you're gonna fast forward through them, which is fine. I want this for my 35th birthday. This is what I want.
That's fair. The initiative order tracker groove on the tops of everything, like it's, dude. That's
if you like Dungeons and Dragons, this is a beautiful.
What's
beautiful
the price
piece.
tag on that bad boy?
So it's a Kickstarter. So I think the first pledge you can get is without a reward $10. You pledge $65 to get the screen.
Oh, really? That's not bad.
I thought it was just to reserve your. It's to reserve your space.
I think that's to reserve your space to buy the screen.
Yeah, reserve your position for your order. Yes.
Yeah.
So like to get in line is $65.
But like, I think honestly, like if you're gonna, like that's like the end all be all DM screen, and it's handmade.
Yeah.
I understand like people who like see it's $65 to reserve your spot, dude. To reserve your spot to get a car nowadays, which is there's a waiting list. It's like $400 just to get in a spot for a car. You know.
Yeah.
So
if it's worth it to you, then send it.
Yeah, if it's worth it to you,
and
do
these
it,
accessories,
man.
they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Their YouTube channel worth a sub. They have some phenomenal tent.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of content.
They just did some stuff with Jenny D, which is the person that like
a D&D personality.
Yeah.
I love it.
Is there anything else we're thinking about that we're talking about, or is that everything? Have we?
Yeah, those are like some great stuff of like what has happened. We can turn the corner because the corner's coming, and it's coming hard and fast. I mean, obviously, say it once, say it 1,000 times, and we already said we're not gonna spend a lot of time on it because we talk about new Magic sets so much on this pod. But Dominaria
so
United, spoilers. All we're going to say is, if you like Magic, look up these lands. They're like stained glassed lands.
Beautiful. There's it's, dude, I think new sets have been like, oh yeah, I'll get like a few cards out of a new set, but I will buy lands. Like that's like I will just order lands.
You'll always use lands is the thing.
Oh yeah, and like every deck has got you gotta trick out your decks with lands.
Yeah,
and furthermore, the events, because this is also turning into October, is the 30th anniversary of Magic.
Yep.
This set, the events are supposed to be fun. They're going to be great, and there's also going to be a lot of like door prizes and participation prizes for showing up, like the promo packs. The Friday Night Magic show up packs are supposed to be just like great cards, not like crack, not like you're getting $100 for walking in the door, but just like good fun cards that you'll probably play with and probably use, and there's gonna be a lot of those in the set.
Yeah. And they like there's I made a joke to Porter about this before we started recording or hit the record button, but like, oh, it's Dominaria again. We've been here 6 times already, and like I can't remember how many times we've been here, but we've been here again. But what I like about this return to Dominaria, and it's a continuation of the story of Magic and the Planeswalkers and things like that. But they keep finding ways to refresh old settings. You know, it's the Pokemon thing. You know, it's we're back at this space. It feels nostalgic but new, if that makes sense. And it's been they're killing it. I think. I mean, I want to talk about one card and one card only. In my opinion, that I'm the most excited about is the Shivan Devastator. It's X in a red, and it's a creature. It's a Dragon Hydra. Any dragon player that's just flying in haste. It comes in with X+1/+1 counters on it. Like that's a win con in any commander deck. Like that's just powerful. That's awesome. Like there's so many new mechanics. Like go check out what I use to check out cards and things like that is scryfall.com. It has a phenomenally massive database of all sets ever. Even like judge boosters and things like that.
Yeah.
Judge cards, like you can go through and look at those. So use Scryfall.com is what I use to search cards, and they stay pretty close to current on spoilers. So yeah, good set, exciting.
Yep, it's gonna be fun. Show up. One thing I'm noticing a trend. Me and my friend Adam were kind of like cruising around Grand Rapids looking for stores. Maybe we'll find one call like our home store and just go there all the time. Stores are begging you to walk through their door.
Yeah,
They are throwing cards at you to not buy cards from TCG Player, from Channel Fireball, from Amazon. You will walk into the store, you enter an event, you will get participation packs, you will get promo packs, you will get, oh, thank God, please buy packs, drinks, and snacks stuff. Like, and it's not just Magic, it's Pokemon. You know,
Yeah.
it's anything.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. They're fighting back a little bit against like the just online culture. I think they're doing pretty good because a lot of the places I go into, it seems like it's always more crowded than the previous time I was there for these events. Ever since. And so if you want free cards, you want extra packs, go to an event, you're gonna get them. They're not gonna be amazing. I think I got a promo Friday Night Magic launch weekend Swiftfoot Boots foil.
Nice.
Dope.
It's cool. It's a 2 artifact.
It's a commander.
Equip for 1. Give him hexproof and haste. No big deal.
Commander protection. That's great.
Just go, and you'll get stuff.
Yeah. Mason,
Have
we should
fun.
bring the boys and go. We should go.
We should. That would be a fun day.
Get the boys together.
I
and
went
go.
up when I was visiting y'all
And didn't
last
tell
time
us.
I was there,
Or didn't tell me.
and didn't tell you. I was in. One time you answered a phone call from me driving back from Grand Rapids. Okay, so don't try to play this. You were driving home from Grand Rapids when you answered a phone call from me. So don't even play that. The Lantern is a place up there. That is a recently relatively new
I haven't
local
been
game
there yet.
store.
I haven't been there. We should check it out.
They also cut video for the man himself. He claimed his self-proclaimed title is the best of one on Arena. Covert Go Blue is his YouTube channel. They cut his videos and they edit his videos for him. That was my understanding of the conversation with a shop owner. He's got 157,000 subscribers. He goes to tournaments. He's a known dude in the area. I don't think he films up there. I think he films at home, sends his
Interesting.
content to these guys, and they cut and edit. But he plays a lot more Arena than paperback, but he plays quite a bit of paperback events as well. So,
Cool.
Lantern Games in Traverse City,
Okay,
Michigan.
we'll check that out, dude. I didn't even know about that. That's
yeah,
cool.
Lantern Games, The War Room,
Fun Factory.
Fun Factory. We have GT Games. Also, check out all those places for Magic the Gathering stuff. If
These
you're
are
interested.
these.
sure.
I guarantee you, there are gonna be people there
Yeah.
that are gonna be a little different because that's what nerds are. They're a little bit different. But guess what? They're gonna play with you. They're gonna teach you how to play whatever game you're playing.
Yep.
They're gonna tell you how to get better.
Get them.
And
Yeah.
Get them.
there's just people. Just get it. Just get it.
Be
Get it.
nerdy with people.
Be
'Cause
nerdy.
People
Yeah.
want to be nerdy with you.
Mhm.
That's the reason this show exists.
Exactly.
Right.
And not just and those nerds, you're gonna find out. Oh, you like Magic? I like Magic. That's not the only thing. Guess what? We both like Star Wars. We both
Right.
like Lord of the Rings. 2 things coming down the pipe very quickly. Actually, Star Wars, the Andor series, or Andor. Is it Andor or
Yeah.
Andor?
That's what I was trying to hint at before.
Andor. I think it's Andor.
Andor. Oh, that's very good, Mason. You're right. But the trailer for that came out. That looks like a great series. I'm
It looks
hoping
pretty
it's like a
awesome.
really fun, like political intrigue.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it kind of looks like they're playing with this like thing of like, well, we're not separatists, but we don't
Right.
want to join the Empire. So what are we? You know?
Dude, I always thought it'd be funny. Do you guys remember Star Troopers? Is that what is it?
You mean Super Troopers?
That's Super Troopers. Troopers, something Star Troopers, Starship Troopers.
You don't remember it, so I don't know how we can.
Hold on.
Alas, I do not. You look it up. Go check out the trailer. It looks great.
Oh, Starship Troopers. We're good.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. It is this came out. When did it come out? In 1997.
Whoa.
And it's just this film. It's kind of like futuristic-esque. There's a bug invasion. But what they do between scenes as like a transition from scene to scene is they do propaganda for that like time and like government propaganda. There's rebellion propaganda. Like I thought it would be really really cool is if like Star Wars ever did that, like Andor or something like that. It would be such a cool like. I would love to see Empire propaganda or like a Republic or Rebellion propaganda, things like that, like speaking out against, like secretive propaganda speaking out against the Empire. I always thought that'd just be really cool little.
And they kind of trickled with that a little bit with the Obi-Wan series, right?
Yeah.
They kind of like, here's what it looks like in the underground. And that was really fun. I liked how they played with that. And I don't know if it will actually have its own. The dialogue in the trailer is like that's good writing.
Yeah,
I know we bust Spaceballs a lot for bad writing, but that is some good dialogue.
Yeah,
I really liked it. He's got that one line of like how easy it is to steal from the Empire because of like basically how arrogant they are.
Yeah,
it's just good. That's good.
It's
Poetic.
great. It's great. Dude, and I mean, like Star Wars fans are the worst fans, you know. They're known for being some of the worst fan base. I mean, the Kenobi series is a perfect example of how bad Star Wars fans can get. So, like a subtle call out that I got from Porter, we were talking about the MCU Phase 5 and Phase 6. And there's like a lot of things that I'm excited about, but I was saying that there's also a lot of things that I personally think are mid. And but Porter said, well, like we talk about for Star Wars and things like that, it's not for you. And that's so true. Like if you have a problem with it, then it's not for you. You can have your opinion and your opinion is valid, but like
it's for me.
But like there's maybe this show's not for you. So
I'm glad you brought up that because I'm gonna look into the camera. It's happening right now. Chills. Every time I watch Wakanda Forever trailer. Every time.
Very true.
That's probably
so
one of
good.
the best trailers I've seen in the past 10 years. Like
they did such a good job of getting people hyped for a movie without giving the whole movie away.
Yes.
Like in the sound design, the scene choice.
And
so
what
good.
You know me, I love like boardroom whiteboard like moments.
Yeah.
So like I've said this before. I said this about the Batman soundtrack when I said someone in a room said Ave Maria, but in a minor key, and the whole room went nuts. Someone in said no, no woman, no cry. And Kendrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the music in that trailer is so good.
And the whole room just went, oh my gosh. Someone hit play on that idea, and the whole room just had to go. I wish we could be in those rooms.
Blow up. I mean, like, even, like, soundtracks-wise, I mean, the original Black Panther movie, the soundtrack is phenomenal. Yeah. I still listen to it, I'm not kidding, on a weekly basis at work. The original soundtrack. I love that. It's so good.
It's very good.
Yeah, that's going to be probably one of the better movies, I think, that come out in this phase.
Yeah.
You talked about Blade being really... I think that's going to be a fun movie. There's probably going to be a lot of fun movies that aren't good. And I think
like Love and Thunder.
Sneak peek of that in Love and Thunder. Yeah. Like, it's a really fun movie. It's not good.
But it's a Thor movie. What do you expect? Like, that's the thing is I was explaining to people, I was like, I saw it and I really, really liked it. I thought it was a really beautiful movie and a really fun movie to watch. Was it like really well written? Not necessarily.
Yeah, really.
But like, who cares?
Yeah. I freaking love the black and white stuff. Like that. That's cool.
I still cry every time I see just the Marvel logo. So
yeah, that is true.
I'm just like, yeah.
Let's freaking go!
It's like it's just more content of my favorite thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't care. You can expand the universe in any direction you want. I don't care. Just make my world bigger, and that's how I feel like it is for the Marvel stuff. Where I'm just like, this is just exciting to just that things are happening in this world that I love.
Someone wants to define what it means to nerd out on something. That's the definition. Mason, you just nailed it. When you can sit down and like any content, all you want is more content of that thing. You want every Magic the Gathering set.
You're excited
want
about it.
Every D&D source book ever printed. You want to know everything about everybody's college Final Four starting lineup as far back as the NCAA tournament goes. Like those things. That's what being a nerd is. You just want more content every time it's available to you. You just want more. That's what it means.
What impresses me about the MCU universe and like what they've done a really good job of avoiding is the complete reset. That like a great example of this is Star Wars. When they transitioned to Disney, they ex-nayed the whole EU and like the whole expanded universe and cut out a whole bunch of stuff that now is not canon. And in my personal opinion, it was some of my favorite stuff out of Star Wars and that is now no longer canon, but that is for the listener to decide. If that's your canon, then that's your canon. DC is doing that with their new Flash movie coming out. Anything before this Flash movie is no longer canon.
Well, the thing about comic books play by a different set of rules, though, because Spider-Man's origin has been retold a million different ways. Through a million different, even just comics, just like Ultimate Spider-Man. There's the original Spider-Man, and then so Marvel figured that out, and they got to say like, oh, so we can just basically like make a comic book, but like in a movie instead. Where DC kind of felt like they were like, here are the rules we have to stick to, and if we don't like the direction, we just start over.
And that's no hate to any DC fans out there. If you're a DC fan, more power to you.
Is my favorite superhero of all time. So
Wonder Woman was a great movie. The first one was super fun. Loved it.
So, but like that's the thing is like what's crazy about MCU is the amount of content that they're putting out, and the sheer quality of content they're putting out. Right, everything that I think is mid. I'm like, to be honest with you, I think the Echo show that's coming out. I think that just feels like filler to me. That like I say that's mid, but I probably am gonna watch it and really really like it. Like that's the thing is like but that's my own. When I say mid, I don't mean it's gonna be trash. I just think it's gonna be like, it's cool.
Like the actual definition of mid, which is like middle.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just gonna be good. It's not gonna be great. It's not gonna be phenomenal. It's not gonna be terrible. It's not gonna be trash. It's gonna be good.
All they want is all fire all the time. Back in my day, mid was okay.
And it's the thing is like I use mid as the actual meaning of it.
See, here's the thing. I think it's gonna be gas. It's gonna be Echo, who's a really cool character, basically going up against Wilson Fisk, and I think that's gonna lead into Daredevil. And I think that's going to help combine like
18 episode season of Daredevil.
Yeah, which I feel like Echo is going to be what connects the Netflix shows to the Disney Plus shows. That's what I think what Echo is going to do. I am jazzed about Echo, but to each their own.
Yeah, exactly.
To each their own, and you're just gonna have to be okay with like just reading the Spark Notes on stuff. I watched episode 1 of Miss Marvel. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not a 14-year-old girl, so this just isn't for me. Like, this is not like...
Hey, let the record show that show was for me.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I loved that show.
The editing of it, I was like, I see. Okay, this is fine. I just don't think I want to spend my time doing it. Like, okay, just her origin story. They'll probably have some cameo at the end, which is exactly what happened.
Right.
And then I moved on. Like... but I didn't need to watch that whole series because
So you didn't need to
if
sit there
I
and
had
talk crap about it,
yeah, if I wanted if I have a 9-year-old daughter, we're watching that every night. That's
sure.
that's how we're gonna
Or if you have
connect. But
Mason.
or if I have Mason living with me,
I don't know.
Exactly.
I loved it. Okay, so one of the fun facts is that she is the second America Chavez, the one from the Doctor Strange movie, is the first MCU character. I think I've explained this every single show. The first MCU character that is in the MCU, that character was written in the comic books after the MCU started. So like America Chavez and Miss Marvel
I don't know
were
if you
actually
said that
written
here.
in 2013, and the MCU started in 2008. And so these are the first characters that are new Marvel characters that were made after the MCU started, which is wild, which
That's
is just
cool.
super exciting. And Miss
Weird.
Marvel's
Cool.
characters' abilities are super cool. They're a little bit different in this one from the comic books. But it's the same basic idea of like basically being able to stretch her body is like but the MCU show basically makes it be like she can be creative in whatever manner, which is like her character is just like however she thinks of like what she wants to do, because she is like a video editor and like a podcaster, and she likes like playing video games and stuff like that. And I was like,
Green Lantern vibes almost.
Yeah, basically is what her ability is, but in a better way.
Right.
There's a Green Lantern in comics who I can't remember his name. Again, we're all casuals here. He's a comic book writer, or he's an artist. So like when he builds a robot, it's not as Hal would build a robot. It's like this unnecessarily intricate thing because that's how he thinks. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, very cool show. Super excited for everything.
Dude, okay, so when I say something's are mid, like, let me preface
you don't
this
have to defend yourself.
I'm not defending myself.
It's
just
okay.
being honest. I'm sharing some things real quick.
Okay.
I'm trying so hard to be excited about She-Hulk.
Okay.
Like the new She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Not my vibe. Like that, I'm fine
exactly.
with that.
But I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm going to say it's mid, and that's my opinion, and that's going to be the end of it. I'm not going to like try to dissuade people from watching it. I watched the trailer like 5 or 6 times already, trying to get excited about it, and I just can't. So I'll watch the first episode, and if it's not for me, then I'll move on. And I think that's how, like, exactly how you are reacting to it, or the way you reacted to Miss Marvel, Porter, is exactly how a lot of fans or people who take this content in should respond to things. I mean, there is some needed feedback for some things that should be, like, there's some feedback that's good, but not all feedback is good feedback, So, but speaking of good feedback and things that are mid but also not mid, is the Joker 2 teaser. So, hold on, let me just...
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh?
So the new Joker movie, Andrew and I just spent a few minutes, my older brother, talking about it on the deck. They released the first, it's kind of like a teaser, it's more like an article about the new Joker movie, and Lady Gaga is in it, and she is, what's her character?
Is she Harley Quinn? Because that's called casting, and it makes sense.
She's the origin story of Harley Quinn. So she's doctor, psychologist, Harley Quinn, something, and it's gonna be.
Fine. I'm okay with that.
That's
musical
awesome.
elements in it. Like there's full. It's not like a musical, but there's gonna be musical elements to the movie. So I honestly think we might be in for another banger of a.
I'm going to need us to end the podcast soon so I can go watch this trailer.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I don't know if the trailer's out yet.
And cut.
Yeah, there is a trailer. Batgirl movie got canceled.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Listen, that'd be like, I mean, do you guys remember when we like recorded a podcast for a long time and then it just cut and we were just like, we can't use this?
Yeah.
That sucked. Imagine shooting an entire movie.
Yeah, and it blew skies.
Just being like, nah.
Gone.
We decided nah.
Yep. It's just sad.
That sucks. And there's a fan base that probably doesn't care about how it fits into a big picture. what's wrong with this movie that like they've
Yeah.
decided to finish it and then not show it?
Dude.
That
I
sucks.
watch.
I feel bad for those
This
people.
stuff happens a lot in Hollywood. Stuff like that. We talk about Dungeons and Daddies on every once in a while on this podcast. If you haven't listened to them, go check them out. They're a phenomenal group of writers or story writers and game writers as well that get together and play D&D. They're hilarious. But I follow them on Patreon. You should follow us on Patreon. Subscribe to our Patreon.
Nice. Good job.
But they do these things called Talking Dads, which is like a post episode, them breaking down the episode. And they've talked several times about like the DM was writing something for Netflix, and they like you get paid for it. They write this whole thing, they start shooting it, and then out of nowhere it just gets canceled. It gets bucketed. Like, so, dude, it's like the Star Wars 1313. The game was basically done and they canned it.
Yeah, that was a long time ago?
That was a few years ago now. But so yeah, it's just that stuff happens and it's sad. I think it like I wish they would just like, yeah, if you want it, we'll release
Yeah, like,
it.
hey,
But
we're not gonna put any more money into, but it's on Netflix or Hulu or whatever companies we own.
and they just call it Uncut Gems.
Yep.
I'm
Joms.
so I didn't hear about that this movie was even a thing, the Batgirl film, or that
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
or that it like what got canceled or anything.
Well, it wasn't
And I'm reading through this, and the reason that they canceled it was because they wanted it to be bigger. They wanted it. The CEO said they wanted to make it a big theatrical event, and this wasn't going to be one, and so they canceled it.
And they said it's been shelved. Shelved is the term. Like, oh, we might bring it back out. Maybe.
Maybe.
But
we'll see. We don't trust Hollywood. We've never trusted Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood ruins
Yeah.
everything's.
terrible.
We don't have another 3 hours to talk about Lord of the Rings right now.
The
But
cast and crew did not learn about the cancellation until it was posted on New York Post.
yeah, it's not a great way to handle any of that.
It's pretty rough.
And that's why like it's just better when companies like give out information and say,
Yeah.
hey, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff like
Just some
Wizards
shit.
of the Coast presents August 18th coming up right around the corner. It is, mark your calendars. This is from Wizards. It's basically their Nintendo Direct if you're a video gamer. It's their ESPN press conference. It's
Yeah.
their big announcement. They say it's the biggest day of announcements yet. Will include more previews for Dominaria United and Wizards of the Coast. So that's the company that owns Magic the Gathering. They own Dungeons and Dragons. Those are the two ponies
Two
that
of
they
the main
ride.
things that we talk about on this podcast.
Yeah. And
100%.
they're going to talk about a lot of stuff. They've been decently aloof about exactly what they're going to talk about, but they just keep hyping it up as like, this is you don't want to miss. This is going to be like the best next thing. Maybe they're going to announce we bought the new trading card game Redemption and we're reviving it.
I have been scrolling through this Redemption thing. They released new cards last month. So
No.
yeah,
Holy cow.
one of them is called Life in the Sun. Sorry, keep going on that. I don't want to pull away from this.
Okay. It's I mean that's it. Just being a nerd is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. An example of that, Post Malone, earlier this week, from when we're recording this, teamed up with Whatnot app, which is a app mostly designed for like getting and like doing auctioning collectibles, items, cards, cracking packs, things like that. Basically a way to just like get right into a chat and bid on things. Whatnot app did a partnership with Post Malone and MTG. They said, hey, let's have a contest. All you got to do is create a WhatsApp account, log into Post Malone's stream. We're going to pick one winner. That winner, we're going to fly them out to Los Angeles. They're going to play Post Malone in a best of 3 one-on-one commander game.
That's so cool.
Winner walks away with $100,000.
That's so awesome.
They ran that contest on Thursday. They crashed the Whatnot app. So
They
many
did.
people responded.
So nuts.
Needless to say, I did not win. They reran the contest Friday with a bit more server support, and it was still sketch, but they were able to pull it off and picked one winner and like 2 or 3 backup people. Just in case that person couldn't actually go. Because basically, you have to fly out on the 11th. There's no way around it.
Ands or buts, yeah.
And but Post Malone broke the app. I mean, people who like Post Malone hopped in. People who like Magic hopped in.
Yeah.
It was
He's a fun guy to watch play Magic too. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. You know,
like, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows the game so well. You watch him on game nights and their podcast. Like they broke down the new Capenna set, and that's how I watched them. Like that's how I got into the new Capenna set, was watching Post Malone break down the set. And I was like, wow, like he's not just like this star that is being told that, hey, if you play our game, we'll give you money. They're like, no, he's like, I'm actually a huge fan.
Yeah.
Yep.
The dude is a good Magic player, man.
Yeah, he rips.
The goal now is to just become famous enough that we can go to Wizard of the Coast and be like, we're massive nerds.
I mean, for his birthday,
advertisements.
For his birthday, they made him a one of a kind. So his favorite commander is Jerad the Enchanter. And so they sent him on his birthday a secret layer of it, but it's post the Enchanter, and like they did an art of him, and it looks epic.
So cool.
Like I wish that was me, like that I just was that good at Magic or that well known in Magic, and so. But
and one day we will be, because go to our Patreon, drop $2 a month, get this engine going, baby. All we want to do is play against. That's just kidding. There's so many great content creators that aren't Post Malone that also are very good at Magic. TikTok is just full of absolute spell slingers out there that would be fun to
cast
meet.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. It's crazy.
There's so many people. It's getting more and more popular. It's easy to learn. I did hear Magic described it the best way I've ever heard. Magic is a very, very easy game, super easy to learn. The rules are simple. The problem is all the cards that break the rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's the best way I've ever heard it explained.
I've never heard that. That's phenomenal.
Isn't a rule. It actually, Death Touch breaks the rule.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, man, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, the difficulty is the abilities.
Yeah.
Like the extra stuff.
Yeah.
And
all
like
the things that break the rules. This creature is, the rule is when you play it, you don't get to attack, but this has haste. So it breaks that rule. You can attack right away.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I've never heard of that.
Yep.
Speaking of things that are awesome, I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about. Should we talk about things people should go check out this week?
People should go. They should probably spend some time on YouTube and get caught up on these trailers. Caught up on these trailers.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a fun show to watch. But the Lord of the Rings looks like it's going to be a fun show to watch.
Yeah.
That might be it. It's not going to be canon. It's not going to be canon.
It might be fun.
It might be fun. Might not be
it's
canon.
It's going to be cool, but it's going to like drive canon heads up the wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be like, I think it's going to be like Joan of Arc, but with elves.
It's going to be like Anna Green Gables with elves.
Yeah. It's going to be Pippi Longstocking and your boy Sauron.
I think my thing for you guys to go check out would be Dimension 20's new series, A Court of Fate and Flowers. They released the first episode, and I am in love with it. The set design is beautiful. The storytelling is amazing. Brendan Lee Mulligan's in it. My boy Lou Wilson is in it. Bri Iyengar is the DM, and she's phenomenal.
I know, no disrespect to Bri. I love her as a DM more than a player.
I do too. I really like her in Calamity, but
that's her lane, man. DM is fun.
One of the things I like that she does It's a little thing. I'm gonna just say this. The little thing that she does as a DM for me as for something like when I DM. And there's things that I write that I really want to explain to everybody, but they might not see that. She handles that really well, and she goes, "That's awesome. So what you don't see is," and she begins to explain, which then gives the players such a broader view of the world she's
It
created.
lets them be if you're reading a book, lets them be the character and the reader. She does that super well.
And it's just so good. And I mean, I love Brennan Lee Mulligan as a player. I love it's like he's having your DM be a player. I love DMing for Mason. He's my DM, and to sit there and watch him play and it's my favorite. It's my favorite.
I would be terrified to have him at my table as a player.
It is terrifying. He's a cleric, and I can't. There's no killing him.
There's no killing me or my teammates.
Yeah, he is just too good, and so no, I love it. I love DMing for my DM. I think more players should do it. Get over the fear and let your DM play for a little bit every once in a while. So
louder for the people in the back.
Yeah.
Go watch Calamity.
Calamity's also very good. My thing to check out is Multiverses. Is out.
Yeah.
Play it. It is super fun. I think you can buy access to it, but it will be a free-to-play game here coming up soon. But the way to get on it right now is watch an hour of someone playing it on Twitch, and then once that hour is up, you'll get a key and you can start playing it yourself. It's very fun. It's very the internet is not bad at all. Like in Super Smash Bros. Nintendo, fix your product.
Hey,
call out.
That's the only thing. I love Nintendo. I love you for literally everything except your online play is absolute garbage.
Hold on, we just got an email, a cease and desist from Nintendo.
Oh no!
They're not as around.
They're on that. Wait, they're listening. But yeah. So go play Multiverses. Also go play Redemption.
Yeah.
The card game.
I haven't heard anything bad about Multiverses. The only complaint I've heard, the only move that seems broken is the whole
Iron Giant.
Down air. Down air off the map. He's just a big character, so
you can constantly swamp into people constantly, and you can get them up to 200%, and then you get off, and they just go flying.
Yeah,
but so they just updated the game, so hopefully that's one of the fixes they put in.
Which is fine. That's perfect. If that's the only issue, good game.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's everything.
So
I just found
I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a deal.
Redemption 4th edition card game.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Check Redemption out.
Sweaty Tryhard, $25 a month. The first person to sign up for that sub, I will buy you a Redemption starter kit. I will mail it to you.
Oh my god!
I will buy myself a Redemption starter kit.
We'll play it with you.
I'll do the same thing. Let's get after it.
You sign up for that Sway Tryhard, that 25, and let her run it, and we'll play. And then hopefully you forget you signed up for it and just never cancel that sub. But
I'm at christianbook.com.
Yeah,
which is. There's a lot of it's still in stock. I just want to feel like someone's gonna order it, and then somebody's packaging it and be like, "Whoa, somebody actually bought this."
And then they're gonna be like, "No, they bought 4."
No, guys, guys, you don't understand. Not only do this game cactusgamedesign.com. Not only are there new cards coming out for 2022. The newest set, of course, being the Gospel of Christ card set. But there was a 2021 finals Redemption Nationals for this game. And there is a competitive scene. There's winners for both a closed deck 2-player, a booster draft. There's a type 1 2-player winner. There's a competitive scene from last year.
Do you guys ever heard of the expression "big fish in a little pond"?
Right?
We going fishing.
We going fishing.
We go fishing.
I'm in.
We're fishers of men, and we're gonna pull up to this tournament, and we're matching uniforms, and we're gonna go 1, 2, and 3.
And then we're on a scoop. We're probably gonna leave. We're gonna
a scoop.
Speaking of matching uniforms, the Redemption T-shirt, official Redemption T-shirt here on cactuscarddesign.com, cactusgamedesign.com. Only available in men's large blue.
There's a expansion called the Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Men's large. There's the Fall of Man.
Men's large blue. No one else plays this except people who wear a men's large. No one else.
We should draft this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the best episode of Table Talk Podcast I've ever recorded. Yeah, we have 3. I don't care. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube. You can see what you're listening to. Put them up on YouTube for the what are these called? Like vodcasts, technically.
Sure.
I don't know.
See our foreheads.
If you want to see my absolutely increasingly large forehead, and Patreon, we're gonna play Redemption. So you better get on the train now.
You better get on the train now.
We're
bringing it.
Sincerely, after 2 hours, if you're still listening, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. We have a lot of fun talking about this for as long as we do, and we hope you learn something and it inspires you to go do something. Go do the things you like to do, because good things come from it, and you have a lot of fun. And if you are a men's large, there might even be a t-shirt in it for you. So,
t-shirt in there for you.
So have a great night.
Signing off. Wait, you guys had super great catchphrases last time to sign off.
Oh, what was my? I don't remember what mine was. I
What?
have to go back and listen to it.
You have
Beans
to go
and
back and
rice.
listen to it. That's not it. Goodbye from 3 of your favorite blue men's larges. The end.
Yeah.
The end.